MouseHunt, welcome to Feedback Friday, July the 22nd, 2016. How's everybody doing in the chat room today? It looks like we have a few people have joined us. Greetings. Hello, hello, hello back to you in the chat. Well, today is going to be kind of a brief Feedback Friday, not too much to fill hunters in on. I think we covered quite a bit of what we were working on in previous Feedback Fridays a couple weeks ago. So we're going to give a little bit of update where we are on a couple little projects there, but not too much or too many new things to report this week. So we'll have a little behind the scenes. We'll go over Relic Hunter Season 4, that's coming up. A quick little sneak peek at a Nonan Games event as well, that's coming next month. And then finally, a trivia question to end off, and Larry, the Friendly Knight, will have rewards as always. So first thing up, wanted to give a little bit of a preview of Relic Hunter Season 4. There's been a little entry in the news ticker for quite a while saying Season 4 starting in July, and it's going to be a little bit towards the end of the month. With Season 4 comes a new limited edition reward. That's sort of the main thing of when a new season starts. And this season is going to be the Crystal Mineral Crusher Trap, which you can see right there. And it is a formidable forgotten trap that provides extra minerals when you find any as loot from mice. So that will be Season 4 reward. You'll be able to find that in Season 4 chests once they come out. And just like last season, the more chests you open, the greater your chance of finding the limited edition reward. And on your 30th chest, you are guaranteed to find the limited edition reward if you have not found it yet. So there's always light at the end of the tunnel. If you're having bad luck and you haven't found it, after 30 you will find it. And of course, as always, in rare chests, it has a greater chance of containing the reward as well. So your rare map dust will increase the gold, points and ancient charms, and other items on a map, and it also, just as last season, will boost your chance of finding the limited edition item. A question in the chat, when is Season 4? Soon. We're planning sometime this month, and the month is quickly coming to an end as today's the 22nd, so not too much longer to wait. We're just kind of wrapping up a few loose ends. There is a couple other things for Season 4 as well. I think we kind of previewed them not too long ago. And I think if you watched Jacob's live painting, you probably saw him paint a couple items that were Season 4 related as well, such as this new scroll case, which is, we are calling the Slayer scroll case. And it kind of takes you across the kingdom, tracking down some of the toughest mice, sort of like the boss mice, if we can use that term. A lot of the ones that are sort of at the end of an area or progression in an area. And that leads to what I think is probably one of the cooler looking chests in the game. We'll lead to the Slayer treasure chest, which you can see here as well. And there's a regular and a rare version of that. So when you complete your Slayer treasure map, you get to a Slayer treasure chest. And it has quite a generous quantity of points gold. And instead of ancient charms, you get ultimate ancient charms and quite a generous quantity of them as well. There's super brie in all of these chests, as well as bait keep charms you'll find in every single chest. So they're a little less common to come by, and they're certainly a daunting challenge, but with it comes a reward as well. Very cool looking was feedback from the chat. I agree. When I saw that for the first time, I was like, whoa, that's a cool chest. You gotta be careful opening it up though, I think. Question from the chat, any sneak peek on the mice in the Slayer maps? Actually, that would have been a good idea to get some feedback on that, but I don't have a list too handy. But maybe we can, oh, you know what, actually I can't, unfortunately with the broadcast software I'm using, if I change to another desktop to check it out, maybe I can actually open it in something else. If I open the program to look at the map list, the broadcast will crash, unfortunately. Let me see if I can just open it up in TextEdit or something. Actually, you know what? I have a spreadsheet. I think I can open up that. From the chat, somebody said a shattering charm mouse. We were playing around with that for a little bit. We ended up not having the shattered charm mice on there. It was just a little too resource intensive a little too expensive and kind of almost defeated the purpose because you had to spend so much gold to finish the map that then when you get gold back, it was kind of like spending gold to earn gold. And if I can find this here, where is this? Relic Hunter Season 4. Yay, didn't crash. Always a plus. So there are different types of Slayer maps. There's an easy, medium, hard, elaborate, and arduous. And the title, your hunter's title, will affect the odds of which map you get. Now, even as an Archduke, you can still find an easy map, but that's less common than finding a hard or an elaborate. And the map will then lead to an appropriate treasure chest, and the rewards scale with that as well. So on an easy map, it kind of ranges from areas requiring novice up to knight. And so you're going to find, some easier of the sort of tough the easier boss mice like Captain Croissant, Monster, Lycan, Big Bad Burrows. So as you can imagine, the rewards aren't quite as good as if you take on maybe a hard or an elaborate. The elaborate span areas from Legendary up to Duke. So you need to be a Duke to find an elaborate map. But then that'll have you going through quite a few areas in the kingdom with some more challenging mice than the easy map, which can include, let me see, from the legendary end of things, you have the Dojo Sensei, the Elub Chieftains. It's sort of thematically all the sort of boss mice, if we can use that term to describe them, the ones that are sort of in charge and at the end of, you got to kind of collect loot and craft up some different types of cheese to build your way up to the mice. It's those sort of mice that get included. The Technic Kings, Icewing, Deep. Yes, Deep. The Deep Mouse can appear on Arduous. Warmonger, Twisted Carmine, Ancient of the Deep, Tritus, M400, Big Bad Burrows, Monstrous Black Widow, Menace of the Rift. So you can kind of get an idea of the theme of mouse that are going to appear on those maps. The Retired Minotaur can be on an elaborate. And Ryan in the chat said it sounds scary. It is a little scary. It's a challenge. But the chest that it leads to is also scary. You get a scary reward for a scary challenge. So you'll definitely want to pick your map mates wisely for that one. Avoid anyone who's not serious about map hunting endeavors, because it's a bit of a commitment to take on a boss map. Another new map. Whoa, I replaced me. Well, maybe I'll replace the chest here then. Where did I go? There I am. Now I'm on this side. Another new scroll is the Gilded Scroll. Now this one's going to be available from the premium shop, and it's kind of a fun way to share Super Brie and the Lucky Golden Shield with your friends. We're still kind of play testing this one a little bit, but it's basically a way to buy Super Brie, but then you can take on a map, and when you finish up the map, your friends that you invited to the map, they share in the Super Brie that you bought. So it's kind of a fun way to gift your friends Super Brie and the Golden Shield by being wrapped up in a map that you can all participate on as well. And that leads to the Gilded Chest, if I can find it. Shiny. So we're still kind of finalizing some of the details around it, but the basic idea is that it is a map that you buy, and when you complete it, everybody gets Super Brie. So again, kind of a fun way. We notice a lot of hunters like to gift each other gift baskets, kind of share the Golden Shield. So this is kind of a different way of doing that as well, where you can invite them to the map, and at the end of the map there are sort of premium rewards of Super Brie and the Golden Shield. And Ryan in the chat there, yes, it will be available in the marketplace. Typically anything that's for sale in the premium shop, we have it for sale in the marketplace as well. So anything that you can buy with cash, you can also buy with your in-game gold by getting it from another hunter. Now that said, these will be available just for a limited time, just to kind of celebrate the start of Season 4. We just want to kind of see, maybe get some feedback on hunters, see if you think it's a fun idea, something to explore in the future. So it's a little bit of an experimental idea, a fun way to share Super Brie and the Golden Shield with your friends. Question from the chat, yes, you can dust it to get a rare chest that has a little more Super Brie in it. A question from the chat about the mobile app, the marketplace. I think we covered that in, well, last week Jacob did a live painting, but the feedback Friday before then, there was a little demo of the marketplace for mobile. It's kind of a big feature. It feels pretty good to go, the mobile marketplace, but we're still just kind of testing it and putting it through the ringer, because obviously anything where it's, you're doing transactions of taking gold and super brief from players, we want to make sure it works solidly and it's ready to go. Can there be random days when the marketplace tax is waived, was a question from the chat. It would be a busy trading day, I'm sure, if that happened. People hate the deep mouse more than the magmatic golem, was feedback from the chat. Well, there'll be a bit of a work in progress as well. The Slayer maps will be a permanent addition to the game. They're not sort of event-based or even season-based. They're just going to be introduced with Season 4, and then they're going to exist from there on. So we'll definitely be getting feedback, and it wouldn't be on a map. Now that said, if we make tweaks to the map based on feedback after it's out, then that probably wouldn't affect the current maps you're doing, but it would affect the pool of mice you can potentially get when you open up your next Slayer scroll case. So it'll definitely be something we'll be keeping feedback, or keep an eye on feedback on once people kind of check out the rewards and the level of difficulty, and once hunters have a chance to play through it a bit. A question in the chat, how will we obtain the Slayer map? It will be found inside of regular Relic Hunter treasure chests, as well as these Gilded chests as well. You'll be able to find them. So they'll be inside of all the Season 4 Relic Hunter treasure chests. There's a chance to find the Slayer, and with a higher chance inside of rare chests and a higher chance inside of harder chests. So when you open up a Season 4 Arduous, you're more likely to find a Slayer scroll. So it's kind of a continuation of your treasure hunt to track down even harder mice for even harder challenges. It's a map that leads to a chest that might have a map to lead to another chest. So you have a chance to continue your treasure hunt. The Slayer, if you just joined us, the Slayer chest looks something like this. Where did it go? There it is. Which is pretty cool. Now this is the rare Slayer chest. I think Jacob drew the regular version. It doesn't quite look as sinister. I don't think it has the teeth. I think its mouth is closed. Yeah, people from the chat are talking about the deep mouse versus the magmatic golem. Which one's harder to catch? I think I would rather aim for the deep mouse before the magmatic golem. I feel like I have a little bit more control over it, at least. You can kind of go all out, arm some powerful charms, and try to track that mouse down. Whereas the magmatic golem just feels a little bit like at the mercy of just rare encounters and the will or your own luck. But we'll see, too. When the Slayer maps come out, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on feedback, and that's the whole point of why we do Feedback Fridays, why you read the forums, and we get feedback from players, and we kind of incorporate that, and we could do an update to the Slayer maps as well. So depending on, once hunters have a chance to play through them, the start of Relic Hunter seasons as well, we kind of use that. Obviously, we add new rewards, and it's also a chance to sort of refresh the whole treasure map system. So whether we want to tweak the interface a little bit, add new features, adjust the rewards. I think with Season 4, we have tweaked the rewards a little bit, where the ancient charms, you get more of the quality ancient charms inside of the Season 4 chest. So we had feedback from hunters saying that the chests weren't quite rewarding enough, so we made them a little bit more rewarding this season. As well as, I think there was a feature request for the ability to see mice in your current location on the map. There were some other feature suggestions as well about sort of being able to see where to go to get the mice on every map. We had some technical limitations with that, but we were able to add a feature where when you're viewing your map, it'll highlight all the mice on your map that are in your current area. It also warns you if you're hunting in an area where there are no mice that are on your current map. So let's say you're doing a fungal cavern map and you're in the town of Narnia, there'll be a little warning to kind of show you like, hey, this map, you can't possibly make any progress right now. You might want to move. As an interesting suggestion in the chat was to see the mice on a map before you choose to join it. I suppose so. I mean, you could always join the map, check out the mice, and then decide to leave the map. So that kind of exists, just not as polished of a flow, but you technically can do that. You could leave a little message on the court board saying like, "Ooh, sorry, I don't have the supplies to help you. I'm leaving. I can't help you." And what else do we have here? That brings us to the Great Nonan Games. If I can find, I have an item that is coming with the Nonan Games, and it is this one. Torch themed. So to celebrate the upcoming Summer Games, a small Nonan Games event will kick off in early August. You'll be able to find runny cheese in a handful of locations throughout the kingdom, and then using runny cheese in those locations will attract event mice carrying new loot and treasures. So it's just kind of a smaller event. It's not to the same size of maybe a other Nonan Games event. We're kind of wrapped up in working on other areas and stuff. So we just wanted to do something small, little fun, something to do to celebrate the Summer Games and give hunters an opportunity to track down the event mice associated with the Summer Games as well, and the winter mice as well. They're hanging out. They're a little bit sweaty maybe in some of their snow gear and parkas, but they're hanging out too at the Nonan Games. So it'll work a little bit like the Spring Egg Hunt worked as far as collecting Marshmallow Monterey. So it'll take place in multiple areas throughout the kingdom. You can visit those locations. The mice there drop runny cheese. You arm runny cheese, and now you can encounter event mice as well as other mice from that area and collect little bits of bonus loot. A suggestion in the chat: can we have a notification of or a switch? What? Is it possible to have a switch for notification of the location for a map? Otherwise, it could be quite an annoyance to be notified every time you travel. It's not an inbox notification you get. The actual map interface just kind of has a small exclamation mark on it to show you that your current map, you cannot progress on it while you're in the location you're in. It's map related. But this will be one of the new bonus loot items you'll be able to get from various locations during the Nonan Games. Another question from the chat is, any new info for the Varmint Valley expansion? We're kind of still working on that a bit. We're still prototyping, fleshing it out. Kind of hit a bit of not a creative roadblock, but just iterating on it still. So no new info to share. It's still a little bit early to do any sorts of previews or give anybody a sneak peek at how things are going to work, because we're still fleshing that out. So it might still be quite a while before we end up polishing and putting together the law release, but it's in the pipeline. It's being worked on, prototyped, play tested. A question from the chat about mobile, about notifications for mobile. There's actually a small bug. We did do an update not too long ago for the mobile app that added push notifications that you could turn on and off in settings about you can get a notification when somebody invites you to a treasure map, when somebody sends you a gift, which might be a little frequent, but you can turn that off if you don't want to know when somebody sends you a gift, as well as when the marketplace comes out, there'll be push notifications to let you know you've sold or purchased something. We had a little bit of a bug where people were getting the notifications twice, so we've disabled push notifications right now as a bit of a heads up. So even if you have them turned on in the mobile app, there are some things that you may not get a notification for, and we have that fixed. We just haven't put out the update for it yet. We're still testing it a little bit more. And someone else asking when Season 4 will start. Before the end of the month, unless we have some sort of setback. It will be in the not too distant future. Feedback about what types of free gifts you can send friends. We're still kind of working on the gift interface. We want to work out some of the kinks. We've had lots of feedback. And at some point, it is on our radar to maybe overhaul the types of items you can gift. Maybe try to make that system a little bit more dynamic or fluid, more fun. But no immediate plans to add new stuff. And the debate about the magmatic golem versus deep rages on. There's plenty of other tough mice on that map as well, so. Hunters in the chat excited about upcoming map updates. Some other suggestions about the treasure map interface helping you figure out where to go to catch mice, the recommended power types. You can hover over the mice and it shows you the group, the subgroup. That's often a hint at where you can find the mouse, as well as it'll show you all their power type weaknesses. So if you don't remember the type of trap to use for that mouse, it'll give you a hint there. We have a few technical challenges. It's not, at the moment anyway, it's not overly simple for us to pull up a list of, well, this mice or this mouse, where can you catch it in the game? Some of the areas that work in special ways, like say the Sunken City, where you can find the mouse in the Sunken City, but then specifically where in the Sunken City is sort of posed a few design challenges for us. So we tried it out a little bit, but we ended up not being able to kind of flesh that out in a way that we liked. So it's kind of back on the back burner. Another question from the chat. Well, I think we discussed a couple Feedback Fridays ago about the ability to use the magic contained inside of an ancient relic to reveal a treasure clue for one mouse per map and remove it from the map. We've ended up scrapping that after getting feedback from hunters and doing some play testing. That did also kind of influence some of the Slayer map mouse choices. That also led to removing the shattered mice from the map as well, without the ability to circumvent that mouse or kind of have it be more of an autonomous choice. We ended up not having the mice on the map. That would be 1,000,000 gold to capture. The question in the chat, is it confirmed that the next new area will be the Varmint Valley expansion? I can't say it will be the next new area. There might be a new, different area that comes out before the Varmint Valley expansion, but we are working on a law expansion, so it's in the cards. Someone asking if the Shelder can be found on the map. I don't remember if we put the Shelder on there. I think for the most part we didn't put too many mice where they're difficult due simply to their rarity. It's more about mice that need sort of a resource buildup before you can capture them. So without sounding like a 1990s video game, like the boss style mice, you know, the ones at the end of the biggest and baddest mouse in the area sort of thing. And I don't think the Shelder mouse made. At least at the moment, the Shelder mouse is not on the Slayer maps. Have Feroma Rift mice been added to the arduous Relic Hunter map? Is a question from the chat. No, actually, I believe arduous, the maximum title that we meant for it is Duke. Sorry, Duke Duchess. So until we have one more tier of treasure map difficulty ahead, beyond that, I don't think there will be Grand Duke mice off the top of my head. Yes, and someone in the chat pointed out that it is elite, but we're kind of waiting to have more high-level areas before we can add the elite level difficulty, which would include Archduke areas when we get to the point where there are Archduke areas in the game. And a suggestion from the chat to make the hunter's profile more detailed in the mobile app has been kind of on our radar, not the highest priority to work on though. And on that note, that brings us to the trivia question. And Larry will have rewards. And the trivia question has to do with the Narnia games, or last Narnia games at least. And that's, how much luck does an athlete charm have? Not a super challenging question. 48 is wrong. That would be quite overpowered. Three is correct. Who got it first? Who has it there? A Swift. with the correct answer of 3. I think it also has power and an attraction bonus. Now, for bonus marks here, how much luck does it have while you were in the Nonan event area? So that's a bit of a caveat to the question. Oh, 10. There you go. Ryan with the correct answer of 10. So an athlete charm during the Nonan Games had 3 luck or 10 while you're at the Nonan Games. Now for this year's Nonan Games event, we're going to kind of keep a similar feel where the charm will also have 3 luck normally, so you can use it wherever you want. But if you're in one of the special areas where you can collect runny cheese, it will have 10 luck as well. So that's kind of interesting. Depending on where you choose to go, it's almost like a little bonus luck event for that area while you have those charms equipped. So you'll be encountering the event mice, but you'll also be encountering a few mice from that area as well. So if, say, the fungal cavern is one of the areas where you can collect runny cheese, you can go there, arm these charms, and you will encounter a few fungal cavern mice, and you'll have a plus 10 luck bonus while you have the charm arm. So that'll be kind of a extra handy, or make the choice of where you want to collect your runny cheese a little more interesting as well. Will striker charms return too? No, that was a event we did to celebrate the World Cup, I think. We had the striker charms. Although a soccer ball would certainly fit in with the summer games as well. Definitely play soccer or football in the summer more than the winter, I would think, depending on where you live. Question from the chat, will it be the same locations as the egg hunt? It will be similar, slightly different. There'll be not quite as many. I just realized I didn't put the Larry reward link in the chat there. So I'll get that done too. Maybe I can put it on the screen as well if you're watching this recorded. Maybe, if I can figure out what I'm doing. Layer reward link coming up for the trivia question. And if you're in the chat, I'm pasting it in there as well for your clicking convenience. Will the eclipse be on a boss map? Was a question. I don't know if we went with the eclipse. What do hunters in the chat think? Do you want to see the eclipse mouse appear? I guess that would be on, that is in a hero location. So that would appear on easy, medium, hard, elaborate art. It would appear on all the Slayer maps because they all kind of span. Yes, yes. Yes, there's one no in the chat. Oh, here comes another no. Yes, a little split. It is certainly a challenging mouse if you have 0 supplies, but I mean, if you're a regular hunter taking on Slayer maps, though, I think you would probably try to ration out your tier 8 cheese a little bit, or always try to have a stockpile of gauntlet potions at the ready. A whole lot of no's. Brian has an interesting point about the bait keep charm being more common this season. That is true. So you'll track down some of these mice that require extremely hard to get pieces of cheese. But the reward for Slayer map includes a bait keep. So it's almost like getting a little bit of that cheese back in a way, or letting you choose where you want to use the bait keeps. So doing a Slayer map will get you a reward that will help you do the next Slayer map probably. So they'll kind of have a little bit of momentum building as you do the maps. Opening up the Slayer chest also gives you a new aura that's going to give you +5 bonus luck, so in a way as well that will help you do your next Slayer map because you'll be more powerful, ready to take on those challenging mice. So we'll see. And if you're watching this recorded, well, I usually post I will post a summary in the tavern, so you can let us know your feedback there as well. Shortstop in the chat enjoys on the note of a review, enjoys the reviews that I post, and that's always handy in case you're in a time zone or you can't join us, you're at work, and you can read it later. Ryan in the chat asks how long the aura will last. It will depend on the difficulty of map that you did. So the elaborate Slayer chests will grant the Slayer aura for a longer time than doing an easy chest. So it kind of scales with the map. And the aura times will stack as well. So if you open up 5 chests in a row, your aura time will keep going further and further and further into the future. Yep.
Hello.
Yellow.
How you doing?
Pretty well. How you doing? Giorgio is here. You want to stand next to a Larry link?
Oh, okay, sure. Wait, what do you mean?
There's a Larry link on the screen.
Oh, nice. So click the link over here. Here wherever we put it. And comment, like, subscribe. Question of the week is, do you like MouseHunt? So leave your comments down below, and we'll see you in the next video. This is the outro. No, I don't know if you're done yet. Hi, how's everyone doing?
Yeah, I'm done if you want an outro.
Okay. Oh, remember we used to have little song outros where we just kind of make up lyrics as we go?
Freestyle.
Freestyle.
Yeah, just freestyle rap.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
I'm playing MouseHunt every day. It's cool. Every time I play, I don't want to go to school because I already graduated long ago. Hey, Dave, how you doing? You want to go?
Rhyming go with go? That was the pinnacle.
Well, it's a go. Two different words.
Yeah, that's true.
Zapdos. Oh, dude, Zapdos is in the comments. Hey, how you doing, man? It's Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Pokemon called Zapdos. It's a bird with lightning electrics. Someone's asking, hey, is there going to be any minigame like the football Footlocker? No. Or yes. No or yes. I was coming to say hello, but also was coming to kind of tempt and tease you. Brian has brought in a bunch of brown paper bags.
Oh no!
Yes,
Right.
Brian's been doing. I don't know if any of you know about biltong. It's a sort of South African beef jerky. It's a different kind of recipe, and he's been doing it at home. I guess he buys a big slab of it and he spices them up and cures them.
Is this homemade or is it from the butcher shop?
I don't. Okay, maybe. End session. Everything's broken. I killed the stream. Well. Where do you see that?
Rip.
No, it says live.
Back. Yeah, it cut out, but the timer reset. So.
Oh no!
Sorry, rip stream. Where you going?
Can't go deeper. The table's in the way.
No.
Is Franco a dad yet?
I would think so.
Oh man!
I don't know for sure though. All right. Well, on that note, should we wrap it up? I guess I'm gonna go have a slice.
Oh, dude, there's like lightning. Dude, there's like sun blasts. It's like lightning, but from the sun instead. All right, well, hey, Dave. Oh, dude, gotta give him CPR, quick. Cool. This is how you do it, right? Hey, what's that on your shirt there?
Huh?
Right there, there's like a weird
chocolatine. A piece of granola bar. Wow, I think it's like stuck.
It's like it melted and fused. Eat it now. Eat it. Oh.
Yeah, probably. All right, so thanks for joining us, Mouse Hunters. We'll see you next week, either Jacob or myself, I think. And thank you, Giorgio. All right, well, happy hunting. Have a good weekend. Good luck in the hunt. Thanks for joining us. See you later. Soon.